Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I uploaded, but today I'm back with a fresh video on how to install Love2D onto Windows. So let's get into it. So first thing you'll need is a web browser, which is pretty obvious, but open up whatever web browser you want. I'm going to be using Firefox like always. And you're just going to go to love2d.org, which is their official website to download it. So you will need Lua, of course, and I will show you how to do that later on in this tutorial. So love2d.org. Now once you're here, you're gonna just install it, and it's available for all platforms, including the Play Store and the Android. I don't even know how that works, but that's pretty cool, not gonna lie. Now let's go ahead and install the Windows one because that's what I'm running. So let's go ahead and run that and just save the file. Now that we have Love2D, let's go ahead and install Lua. So Lua is a little different and it's quite annoying to install, but it's a good language. I actually quite like it. The only thing is you have to type out function entirely, which is kind of weird, and if statements are just weird as well. So once you're at Lua's programming language, the official website that is, you can go to download and you're gonna go to I think it's binaries. Yeah, binaries. It's been a while since I've installed Lua, so that's why I'm kind of struggling here. Okay, so here we are. So you're just going to click on Lua 5.4 or whatever version is the latest here. So just click it. It should take you to SourceForge. Now, I'm not going to go through that because I don't want to make this tutorial too long, and this is mainly about Love2D and not Lua, so yeah. Okay, so once you've got Lua and Love2D, you're going to want a code editor. Now, I suggest Atom.io or VS Code. They're both pretty good, and they're both made by the same company. Atom is made by GitHub, which is owned by Microsoft, and Visual Studio Code is made by Microsoft. So, yeah, they're sort of the same company, and I just like VS Code more because it's more of my style, and Atom is cool. It's just really annoying to set up. So I suggest VS Code, not Atom. And also VS Code is good for other stuff such as Python and web development. So if you just don't want to do game dev alone and you want to, tackle other stuff in programming in general, then I suggest you go with VS Code. So once you've clicked install, and you can just save the file. Okay, so now I've just moved everything onto my desktop so that we can make it a lot easier, and the folder I named is Love2D installation with scope. Okay, so let's go ahead and install Love2D first, and we can go with the editor later. So just double click the exe, which is pretty relevant, and you should be prompted. Just click yes, and you should get this Love setup window. And I'm just gonna minimize this so that we can focus on this beauty. Okay, just click next. I agree. If you want to waste your time, go ahead and read that. Click. I'd recommend you just go with wherever it wants to install. I recommend you create a desktop icon. If you don't want to, just put it on your taskbar because it's much better. And then click install. Now I've already got it, so I'm not going to. And just click install. It should install. Progress bars. Boom, installed. Okay. Now VS Code. This is probably my #1 favorite exe because I've installed it like I've installed it many times. So click I accept the agreement and also focus. Okay. So the ones that I recommend you check are open with code. Just the ones that I've checked. So if you got these 3 checked, everything should work out, and you should be able to follow this tutorial at ease instead of going Stack Overflow and freaking banging your head on the table. Okay, so let's click next and just install. So once you've got everything installed, as I said, install it if you don't have it, but I have it. So let's go next. So let's go back into my boy Love2D setup. It's already opened. Let's create a new folder. Now usually I do this in VS Code, but because Windows is cringe. But let's just call this project. And I guess we might make a game with Love2D. So yeah, the main thing you need is just a Lua file. So you're gonna create a new file, and this is not like SDL and C++, which takes forever to set up. This is really just one file which does everything. So you just want a main.lua file. So now that you've created the main.lua file, there's nothing else you can do. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the project directory, right click, and if you have checked those options that I told you that you should check when you're installing VS Code, you should have this option right here. And if you do, good job. If you don't, you screwed up, my friend. Okay, so I mean, if you did screw up, you can just reinstall VS Code, which is okay. Okay, so let's click that, and just wait for an eternity. I'm kidding, it's not like freaking Visual Studio, so yeah. Okay, so now that we've got this opened, it'll take some time, but now that we've got it opened, I recommend you install a few extensions. So let's go to the extensions tab, and for Lua programming, I suggest you install the Lua extension. Now if you're using something else, which is not you know, VS Code, betrayal, because you didn't listen to me. But if you are using something else, we're not friends, but still, you might not have this option. So I'd recommend the one you install from Sumneco, because I use it, and my opinion is very high standard, because I have 200 subscribers. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Okay, so yeah, install the one from Sumneco. Now I've tried both. I've tried keyrings as well. It just doesn't work out well. I don't like keyrings. Sumneco is awesome. Now I've been ranting too much about freaking extensions when I'm supposed to be talking about Lua. Now you might be thinking, oh, do I need some DLLs like you know, SDL? If you don't even know what I'm talking about, what SDL is, you can just ignore it, because it's another hassle you don't want to get into. So first of all, you just need 3 functions to get started. That's function love.load. And the weird thing about functions is you have to end them with end, so it's kind of weird. Whoops, not function end. Love.update. That's not update. And this takes DT as param. And if you have this installed, click. Okay, so if you got the Sumneco extension, you'll be prompted with this. Click apply and modify setup. You should get this VS Code window, and if you wait for a second, just gonna click end. Okay, so now everything should look normal, because when you do that, it modifies the settings for your project and stuff. Okay, next we're gonna love.draw. So these are the 3 methods or functions you'll be needing, and that's basically it. You're set up for Love2D, and you're good to go. Now one last thing, which I think is important, is if you want to config your Love2D project, you can create a conf.lua file and create a function called love.conf, which takes f as a parameter, and you can just click end. And we're going to go through this right now so that we don't have to do it I'm sorry, it's not F, it's T. Such a weirdo. Okay, so for the title, if you don't set this, it'll be just untitled. So I guess we can go with project, because it's project. Tdot width, this is the width of the window. I usually go with 1024, and Tdot height is a 600 for me. Okay, then Tdot Console, and I recommend this when you're, you know, making your game, because you want to know if you get any error, which would debug in the console. The thing about Love2D is it also displays the error on the window, which I think is cool as well. Now, Tdot version will just set your Love2D version that you're using. I'm running 11.3 right now, so if you're watching this in the future, it might be something else, so check it out. If you put a wrong version, you're going to get an error message, so be careful with that. And honestly, you don't even need this. I just like it for standards, because we need high-level code here. Okay, so now that we have the conf.lua ready, let's create a run.bat file. Now this is important because you don't want to... Okay. I'm going to show you how you would run Love2D projects if you don't make the run.bat file. So you see the window, right? you're gonna grab your project folder, and if you made a desktop icon, you're just gonna drag it over on top of it. And if you do, you should get project. And this is happening because of the conf.lua file that we've created. So we can see project and 1024 by 600 width and height. So, and we also see a console, which is cool. So that's nice. Now, whenever you're saved your project, and if you just do minor changes, you're gonna always have to drag this garbage onto Love2D desktop icon, which is a freaking pain in the arse. You know what I mean. Okay, so this run.bat is going to be easier because you can just run it in the command line. You can just say run.bat and it will do whatever you want. Now, if you follow along, you will get this correct. So just go @echo. You don't really need to know and understand what this does. Start open and close open and close quotation marks. And then you're going to get wherever you've installed Love2D. So that's this PC. Program files, I believe. Yeah. Should be here. Love. Where's love? Here it is. I found my love. And just going to copy this boy. And paste it in these bad boys. And you're also going to go with lovec.exe, not love.exe, because they're totally different things. Actually, I have no idea what the difference is. So change these to / because Windows is a piece of shit and it doesn't know what the hell it's doing. So lovec.exe, and then click dot. So one space and dot. And this is all you'll need to get the run.bat working. And I won't really explain what it does because I have no idea what it does. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so now that we've done this, we can go ahead and run the bat file, and you can just open up your built-in terminal with VS Code. And I'm not sponsored by VS Code. I'm just really glad that I downloaded it. So now if you run that, okay, I'll show you what it did. Just do run bat, and it should run. Now if you're using something else like Mac OS or Linux, you will have to create, I believe it's a bash file. Use it. Now, the final thing I want to do is just draw some text on the screen to show how pretty cool Love2D is and why you should use it. So just go love.graphics.print. Let's make your mom, kiss your mom. X, let's go with 0, Y 0, and now if you've got that done, you should get your mom on the screen. That's funny. Okay, thank you so much for watching. That's how you get Love2D set up. And if you got any doubts or questions, please do post them in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial, which will probably be in another eternity, because school and other stuff. Yeah, bye.